David's brother got a gun.
Oh, good for him. Yeah, you're watching videos. Okay, stop pressing buttons.
I'm going to press a button.
Please stop pressing
I'm
buttons.
going to do it one more time.
No, don't do it. For like the last 3.5 minutes, I've been trying to start. You just pressing buttons. And it's not funny.
Look, life isn't easy.
I know it's not.
I can't control that.
I know. What? Yes, you can. I can't control you. I'm just trying to make it all work. So stop pressing buttons.
I'm going to press a button at some point.
Don't press buttons.
I'm going to press a button. So our bear fact for today.
Stop pressing buttons.
That is our bear fact. Stop pressing buttons. Grizzly claws are as long as human fingers. They can grow up to 4 inches long. So like the claw that comes out of their finger is just like a knife, basically. Like they are sharp.
Like their claws are knives?
Pretty much. And they're longer than your finger.
Really?
They go up to 4 inches.
That's what I'm saying. Bear claws are huge.
Wolverine type.
Yeah. I mean, wolverines are just small bears. And then vice versa. Do you have enough water?
I only got half a bottle, so probably not.
You'll be fine. You'll make it through.
Let's hope. But
So what's on your mind?
I wrote something funny down. Let me go find it.
Have you ever wanted to do like a legit magic trick?
What you mean?
Like a real magic trick. Like when I say like a real magic trick, like, have you ever tried to think of your own magic trick?
Yeah, it didn't work out, but
What was the trick supposed to be?
I don't know. It was probably some card trick that I forgot how to do it as I was doing it.
I know you could look up and like figure out how to do card tricks,
Yeah.
but I don't want to because I want to be amazed. You know what I mean? Like I would rather just be amazed and figure out how they do it.
Well, honestly, a fun part of it is I know a little bit about card tricks, so whenever I see a card trick I haven't seen, I can kind of piece together in my mind of what techniques you could be doing whenever they're doing the trick.
Okay.
I have a question for you.
You have a question for me?
Would you rather get $100 cash or $1 billion in a currency that doesn't exist anymore?
That doesn't exist anymore?
Yes, the currency is not used anymore. You have $1 billion.
$1 billion of the non-existent currency.
Or $100 cash.
Well, if there was a way that Prussian francs came back into circulation, they would be worth like not even a penny. Way less. They'd be worth as much as probably less than Dogecoin.
I mean, you think about it, somewhere a third world country would be like, yeah, we take that. I mean, you have $1 billion. You have $1 billion.
Is that what you said initially? $1 billion?
$1 billion.
$1 billion.
So you could just go to a third world country and be like, here's your new money. Like, I got y'all some money. Here, get rid of this sand. Like, we don't need this.
Not the sand.
Rocks.
I'd probably take the $100.
I would take the $1 billion. I got $1 billion, dude. I can go fill a swimming pool with it and go swim through it like the cartoons.
It would be so heavy.
I don't know if it's gonna be paper or metal or
Metal?
coins.
$1 billion worth of coins. Like $1 billion. Okay, not dollars, but it would be $1 billion. Let's just say they're francs. $1 billion Prussian francs. Nobody wants them. They are completely debased.
Somebody wants them. There's at least one person willing to use that or to take it.
Okay, I'm actually going to look up the Prussian franc. I heard that from
Louis C.K.
Yeah, Louis C.K.'s stand-up that he did. I would feel bad if they still exist. Okay, it was the franc. There was a French franc of currency in France until the euro was adopted in 1999. Let's see, are francs worth anything?
You got fooled.
French francs are now obsolete. They were replaced by the euro coins in 2002. So if you had a bunch of those, let's say you had 1 billion French francs. Nobody wants them. Because they're not, I mean, for anything to be worth anything, it's something is worth as much as someone else says it is.
Museum. Boom.
You sell it to a museum.
There you go. That's more than $100.
But they don't want $1 billion of it.
Okay, I'll give them $600 million, and then I'll go swim in the $400 million that I still have left.
You know how many paper cuts you'd get? And if they were coins, you're not swimming in anything. You just break your bones trying to dive in a swimming pool of coins like Scrooge McDuck. Doesn't work that way.
Have you ever heard of Up, yeah?
I'm not falling for it. I'm not doing this. I watched an interesting movie last night.
Was it called Up, yeah?
No, it wasn't. Unfortunately.
Actually, wait. Tell your movie. I got something to say. Tell your movie.
Okay, write it down so you don't forget. Because you're gonna forget.
I'm gonna forget.
Yeah, you're gonna forget. Write it down.
Don't worry. I won't forget this one.
Write it down.
Okay.
I watched The Insider. You ever heard of it?
Yeah. I haven't seen it.
Really? You've heard of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, who's in it?
Matthew McConaughey. No, I'm just kidding. Y'all were just talking about it downstairs. I don't know who's in it.
Al Pacino.
Yeah, that guy.
Russell Crowe.
That guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really good. It was about
Pizza.
It was not about pizza. It was about a guy who worked in the tobacco industry. He was a scientist, and it was based on a true story that actually happened in the 90s, where basically the entire tobacco industry as a whole was pleading ignorance, or they just didn't they acted like they didn't know about nicotine and its effect on people, and there's like the big tobacco CEOs going on record and saying, we don't think nicotine is an addictive drug or an addictive chemical, right? But then this guy, the scientist, comes out and he's like, no, they do know that, and in fact they say that we are in the nicotine delivery business. And so then they get the scientists to come in and add like ammonia and other compounds to the nicotine to make it more potent and make it more effective. And basically he got fired for quote unquote bad or poor communication skills. But then what happened was whenever he became an employee, he signed an NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement about what they do. And he violated that agreement because, what they were doing was ridiculous. And then the course of the movie just goes the process of him trying to publish the story to 60 Minutes, which was obviously, I don't know if it's still as big as it is now, or as big now as it was back then, but a really big news organization through CBS. And Al Pacino plays the producer for them. And so it's just this back and forth of him trying to figure out, what's worth it. Like, do I go through with this? Because they're giving him death threats, going to his house, following him, making sure he didn't talk to anybody about it. And so it's just kind of the whole process. It was interesting. And the big tobacco companies were able to get to CBS after they made the story and threatened to sue them for, I forget the funny word that they used, but basically tampering with someone who wasn't going to tell a story. There's some kind of legal issue with a news organization going and finding someone who wasn't going to break their disclosure agreement and
making them break it
and coercing them to do it. And so then CBS gets scared with a big lawsuit, and they mentioned the movie like it could be one of those deals where the tobacco company then through the lawsuit would now own CBS, that kind of thing.
Holy crap.
Right. It would be that big. It would be that massive. And so everyone was just scared because they didn't know what to do. So then tobacco had so much power, and they keep saying in the movie, in every single litigation, every single lawsuit against tobacco, they're batting 1,000. They never lose. They never lose because obviously they have the best attorneys, and they are willing to go down
to the wire
on everything, and they will find everything on you. They will dig up your past and bring it to the surface if they can. Everything.
Yeah.
And so it was interesting how it's a really good movie, and it's interesting how it portrayed how dark that side of legal and just trying to tell the truth, how hard that can be. But it was a good movie. It was really good. I do recommend it. It's long though. It's like 2 hours and 40 minutes, like a Dark Knight type thing. But yeah, really good movie.
Do you
Is this your thought that after I was talking about my movie,
Yeah.
this is what you wrote down?
I only needed to write one thing down because it would just help me remember it. But do you know Boom?
Why are you doing this?
Do you know who Boom is?
Do I know who Boom is? I do. I do know who Boom is.
Who's Boom?
He's a friend. He's a friend that I knew growing up. Played baseball with him.
Not Boomer. Boom.
We called him Boom, but I know Boom.
You know this Boom that I'm talking about.
A mic?
Mm-mm.
An explosion?
Of words.
What are you saying? I don't know what you're trying to get at.
Boom shakalaka, man.
That was awful. Did you think of that on your own?
I mean, like, it came off the top of my head like that. But yeah, I rediscovered Boom shakalaka the other day. So I keep asking everyone, you know Boom?
You're such a loser.
Few people know who Boom are.
Boom R?
Boom is. Oops.
It's okay. I don't hold it against you. You got anything else you're thinking about? Anything on your mind? Nothing at all?
It's been a slow day.
Yeah, it's been a slow day for you. All right.
Say it like that. You know, you don't know anything I've done today, and you say, "Oh yeah, it's been a slow day for you." How do you know that I've had a slow day? How do you know anything on that context?
I can look you in the eyes and I can see it. I can see it in your eyes.
Besides the dysmorphation,
Dysmorphation? Dysmorphia?
the disformity of my face.
Your face isn't disformed, it's just how you are.
Fuck you.
I know you skateboarded today.
For a little bit. Honestly, I busted. Okay, I've been trying to learn to kickflip recently, and I can get the board spinning no problem, but I just can't land on it yet. But you remember getting razor scootered in the ankle?
Yes.
Dude, I've been razor scootering myself in the ankle between shove-its and kickflips and all this bullshit. Like, I have to take breaks because I get hit in the same spot of the ankle like 4 times, and I'm like, okay, it's gonna break. You know, like getting hit in a bruise.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
gotta love that.
What do you think the least valuable currency in the whole world is, as it currently exists?
I don't know what their currency is called, but it's Venezuela.
Yes, it's the Venezuelan sovereign bolivar.
It's like inflation is like 21% or something like that.
$1. A $1 bill you can go to the gas station and not even afford a bag of chips is worth 1.5 million Venezuelan bolivars.
Holy shit.
1.55 million. $1. That means it almost costs 2 million. Actually, it costs 2 million bolivars to buy a bag of chips.
That's nuts.
I imagine people just having to shell out.
That's nuts.
So then how do they keep track of it? I mean, how do they count it? I mean, everything would have to be digital for it to even make sense. But then at that point, because I know it's this way in Mexico, where they take US dollar if you have it, or they'll take, another currency that is based in something and it has value in other places.
Yeah.
So I guess I would be shocked. Actually, I wouldn't be shocked if there were more places in Venezuela that took the US dollar versus the bolivar.
You walk in there with $5 and they look at you like
$5. That's like
5 million Bolivian sovereigns or whatever you said.
Venezuelan sovereign bolivars.
That.
Did you know that what do you think the currency of Vietnam is?
The noms.
It is the Vietnamese dong. And
I knew that. I didn't know it off the top of my head, actually.
The Vietnamese dong is worth it takes 23,000 dongs to make $1.
And if you go to Mexico, it's like $1.18 pesos or something like that.
Is it that much?
And it's like $1.50 is 1 pound.
Like a UK pound? Okay. Because I think USD and peso. I think it's more. Oh no, it's 20 pesos. Right now it's 20. But then the peso fluctuates big time, because you can go back, to let's see. Actually, if it fluctuates, but it doesn't fluctuate that as much as I would have thought. Because right now it's worth about 20.2 Mexican pesos, and a week ago it was worth 19.8. So that's a pretty decent fluctuation, actually.
Over the course of a year, you could see some pretty decent fluctuation.
Yeah. Back in January, well, no, it's fairly steady, kind of. It definitely has its ups and downs.
One day you're a millionaire, one day you're broke.
Yeah. I wonder what inflation looks like in Mexico. Anyways. Would you ever go to Mexico?
Mm-hmm.
What would you do there?
I want to travel the whole world.
You go to every single country?
If I really thought about it, I would.
Would you ever like get on a ship and just sail the seas?
Cruise ships? I don't know.
Not a cruise ship, like a tanker ship that carries crates, like Madagascar style.
I would. Yeah, I might hop on one of those.
You do that?
That'd be kind of cool. Just run around and play like COD on the boat.
No way.
With Nerf guns.
With Nerf guns. Yeah, I feel like I definitely want to go see a bunch of countries, and I don't really know which one's highest on my list, but I definitely want to go to Australia at some point. That'd be cool.
I want to go to Japan.
I do too. I definitely want to go to Japan.
I heard they like tall white Americans.
Well, you're in luck. You can go to Russia.
I feel like if you walked down the streets of Russia and just asked any given person, hand them a bottle of vodka and just said down it, like I feel like around half of them would be like, okay.
I doubt that.
I've seen videos of Russian people just like downing a handle of vodka. It's crazy.
But then they black out like every night.
Of course.
Well, not every Russian, but just because they drink vodka all the time, I'm sure they have a really high tolerance if they're just drinking vodka all the time. But then again, we're Americans and we just drink whiskey and eat hamburgers all the time. So
I've never tried whiskey.
I don't like it that much. It's definitely one of my least favorite forms of alcohol.
Sounds like it's going to be my favorite.
It's bitter in a way that nothing else is. It's sour. It's got a sour bitterness that I don't really like that much.
You ever had Everclear? You don't remember.
If I did, it was one time, and I don't know if it was Everclear or not. And the one time would just be, it was like a shot. Like someone just handed me a shot, and I was like,
bars have Everclear?
I don't think so.
They have 151 though.
They have 151 though. I did have that.
Is it good?
No. I think I've told this story before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on 6th Street, and the guy was like, I went up to the bartender, and I said, I was already kind of drunk at that point. We had left the bar tab that we were at before, and it was me and a couple of guys who just wanted to keep hanging out, go to the bar. I walk up to the bartender and I say, give me, like, what's the best thing you can give me for $5? Like, what can I get for $5? He's like, I can give you a double shot of 151. And I was like, do it. Let's do it. And I did the whole shot. And it sucks. It's not fun. Like, there's good rum, and I do like rum. But there's, like, the black spice rums are usually my favorite. But
ew. Just ew.
No.
It's like black licorice, bro.
I like it. I do. It's
Do you like black licorice?
I do not.
That's a surprise. That is a huge surprise.
But black licorice isn't candy. Like, you would think black licorice should be good because it's candy, but no, it tastes like the licorice root. Like, literally what licorice is. So you can say that Twizzlers or Red Vines are licorice, and they're not. They're just gummy worms flavored like cherries. Just really long gummy worms.
Twizzlers are one of my favorite candies.
They are one of mine too. Have you ever had Red Vines?
Yeah, they're the same thing.
They are kind of the same thing, but not, because Twizzlers are better.
Have you ever had the spaghetti?
The spaghetti?
Like, they have spaghetti ones. It's like a giant ball of like noodles,
Like
but it's
Big
candy.
League Chew?
basically, but like gummy worm style.
The Big League Chew is just spaghetti bubble gum. If you ever had Big League Chew, you know it's awesome, but also at the same time,
It's just spaghetti bubble gum.
you know the origin of Big League Chew?
No.
Okay, so I don't know the exact origin, but you know what it is. You know what it's supposed to represent, what it's supposed to be.
Dip.
Yeah, because it comes in the same bags as the
Yeah.
Red Man do, and you rip open the top, and it's got the same kind of packaging, and you just grab it, right? When did Big League Chew come out? Remember bubble tape?
Yeah.
Do you like some bubble tape? Let's see, Big League Chew. It came out in, it looks like, wait, what? The invention of Big League Chew came out of an atmosphere of fun created by team owner Bing Russell, who also had his actor's son, Kurt Russell, involved. Kurt Russell, the actor? Oh, his actor's son, Kurt Russell. Oh. So Kurt Russell, his dad basically made Big League Chew a big thing. Anyways, enough about bubblegum. What are you looking at?
My phone.
Why are you looking at your phone? You'd be talking to me.
One thing that I kind of want to do is just like go to New York with a bunch of like bear warning signs and then go down to the subways wearing a park ranger jacket and put the bear signs on the wall. And when people walk by, just be like, hey, we don't know where it's at, but just keep your eyes peeled. Like it's somewhere down here.
It's somewhere in the subway.
Yeah.
That would be funny. You have like a big net.
Yeah.
That's not going to work. You're just carrying a big net. You got park ranger gear on. You're just putting up posters with scotch tape that say, warning, there might be a bear. Warning, bear nearby. And you're like,
bear warning.
bear warning. Hey, if you see a bear, let me know. Don't try to stop it. And then you just like jump down on the railroad tracks and start running down the tunnel. That would be bad.
That'd be funny. That'd be fun.
Yeah, there's all kinds of pranks you could do like that are fun. When was the last time you played spike ball, by the way?
I'd say about 6 months.
Really? You played it that recently?
Yeah, with Dougie,
Where?
Mitch, and a bunch of other guys that were still at Riverbend. Anderson.
At Anderson?
Yeah.
Like on the
Just
football
like
field?
One Sunday. We just went at like 11 a.m.
Oh.
It was cool.
Do you think you're good at spike ball?
I'd say I'm educated.
Okay. I want to get a spike ball net.
You want a 1v1?
You 1v1 on spike ball? I don't think it works that way.
1v1, me pussy.
Do you think spike ball will become an Olympic sport?
That would be sick.
It would be kind of fun, though.
That would be sick.
But I don't know if that could happen, though. Because, I mean, do they do Frisbee in the Olympics?
Couldn't tell you.
I wonder if Frisbee is an Olympic sport. I don't think it is. It'd be really cool if it was. Wait a minute. What? Ultimate. Recognized by the International Olympic Committee, eligible for the 2028 Olympics. So Ultimate Frisbee is going to be in the Olympics in 2028.
I'm going to watch that.
Holy crap.
I think Ultimate's a lot of fun.
What in the heck? I like how they call it flying disc. Because they can't call it Frisbee because Frisbee's a brand.
Really?
Well, yeah, Frisbee. That's a brand.
That's funny.
I mean, like, there's other brands that are like that where they don't call it by what you would normally think because it's an actual brand. Like, so there'd be Frisbee. There's another one that's like that. It's like
Dr. Pepper.
no. I know Bonsai does a bunch of stuff, but I'm probably thinking of something else. But anyways,
Lucky Charms.
no, you're not in the right place. Anyways,
Bobcat.
Bobcat, like the animal or the tractor.
Tractor. That's copyrighted by the Bobcat animal.
The Bobcat.
The Bobcat animal has copyrighted Bobcat.
If I have ever seen a tractor that looks like a Bobcat, I always call it a Bobcat.
If I just see a tractor, I call it a Bobcat. And if I see a lawnmower, I call it a John Deere.
A John Deere.
Or a Kawasaki.
A Kawasaki. I went to making noises for. I went to a service today, and I was told about no, do not press buttons. I'm being serious. Major, get your hands away. Don't press buttons. Went to this lady's house, and seriously stop. Seriously stop. And I was told that she got a bunch of windows, a bunch of contacts that are not working, low batteries, whatnot. She clearly had not been using the system in a long time. Because I get there and the keypad's just constantly beeping, and there's like 7 zones lost, and 7 zones have low batteries. I'm like, what in the heck? So I had to go through and start replacing all these super old contacts. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to have to come back and replace all of them. I had to do a count, but I got the beeping to stop by replacing what I did. But like all the other ones, all the windows, they're gonna do the same thing.
56.
No, 20.
Oh.
But 56 would be a lot, and I don't know that there's a whole lot of systems that are capable of handling 56. Anyways, but no, it's 20. So that sounds like a 2-person job, and you're welcome to come because that would take forever.
Replacing the contact or batteries?
The contacts as a whole. Because you can replace the batteries, but it's not going to fix the contact.
Are they hardwired?
No, they're wireless.
So why is that a 2-person job?
Because it would make 2 hours worth of work turn into 1 hour's worth of work.
I mean, that's a fair point.
So.
I don't get paid enough for this.
No, you do. You get paid just enough. Don't even worry about it. You'll figure it out. You'll be okay. Are there any movies recently that you wanted to watch?
I'm going to see a movie on September 3rd.
Wow, you kind of scheduled it out pretty far.
It's next Friday.
Yeah, so...
Well, it's been scheduled for like a month.
Why?
It's Hugh's birthday.
And what are y'all going to see?
Shang-Chi.
What is that?
It's a new Marvel superhero.
Oh, that's right. I've seen things about that.
We're going to see it in 3D.
Really?
Smoke before. I haven't seen a 3D movie.
You should go to IMAX.
I forgot. I think we're going to Regal. I don't know.
Have you ever seen an IMAX movie before?
No.
I've always wanted to. That'd be kind of cool. I mean, I've done a lot of 3D movies. I remember going to 3D Shrek when I was a kid. That was fun.
3D Shrek.
Yeah, they did Shrek 3D.
Remember when you saw a 3D movie, you would put those glasses on that were red and blue?
They still do that.
I thought it was just the glass, like the actual like clear glasses.
Is that what they do now?
Well, didn't you used to get like the little red and blue?
Yeah.
Like one red, one blue lens.
Yeah.
Now they just do like regular, like looks like regular glasses, but it has a little tinted.
Yeah, they do like gray ones. But I remember about 10 years ago, you could get 3D glasses and make it happen in your house if you had the right TV.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. They've been doing that for almost 10 years now. And probably before that, too. In your dream house, would you ever have like a giant like movie theater? Or would you have a movie theater in your house?
Probably.
Really?
That'd be cool.
Like a screen and some
couches.
Some couches, some chairs. Would you use a projector?
Yeah, I would say a projector would be cool rather than just buying like 100-inch TV. You could just project 100 inches for way under half the price.
Would you get like one of those big reels and do the old-fashioned movie projectors?
It sounds like a lot of work.
But I mean, it could be cheaper.
Is it though? Because it's old-fashioned. So
Well,
there's going to be a price on that.
Maybe.
Not maybe, definitely.
Let's see. What's an old movie? How about All the President's Men? That's also a really good movie that I need to see, All the President's Men. Movie reel. Yeah, it doesn't. What? No. They're not easy to find as it seems. If you want to get like a reel and put it into a movie projector, it's not that easy to figure that whole deal out. You have to know the right people. Like,
someone had to invent that. Someone figured that out.
That's kind of what blows my mind is like, remember the Brownie Box camera? The original like mobile camera that you could use to take pictures that was invented in like the late 1800s?
Yeah.
Who came up with that? Like the lens that uses to capture light and then print it on a piece of paper digitally. What? Excuse me? But I feel like that's all a lens is. That takes pictures or like makes videos happen. It's just absorbing light, or it's just taking in light and then reflecting it as it sees it. Didn't make any sense.
That's a big brain play. Like, I don't even know.
What would be the first thing you'd do to try to figure that out?
I don't fucking know.
Well, it's a good thing you're not inventing things.
I wouldn't say that's a good thing. I got good ideas.
No, it's a great thing.
The Shakhtar? You kidding me?
That was my idea.
Was it?
Yeah. And so was Shaq Letches.
Shaq Letches was my idea.
No, Shaq Letches was my idea.
You don't like Tres Leches. I love Tres Leches.
What about the Shactus?
Some advertiser came up with that.
Are you still going to make it though?
I don't know if I can because anything with the name Shaq is copyrighted.
That's what I'm saying. You need to talk to Shaq when you get Shaq on the phone. Look, we're going to look this up real quick.
What's Shaq's phone number?
Please send us Shaq's phone number. Can you buy the Shactus? Just going to Google buy Shactus. Nope, but you can get his book. Shaq Uncut, My Story by Shaquille O'Neal. Look, nobody's making a Shactus anything, which means you can. Or I can, maybe I'll just do it. Maybe I'll just make the Shactus.
Have fun.
Thanks, I will.
I know how to do it better.
Then do it.
I will.
No, you won't.
Yeah, I will.
Prove it.
I'm broke.
So, how's your business?
It's chugging.
Is it? Does it do better when you're advertising?
Yeah, I'm running slim on funds, so running ads is kind of hard.
So how much money have you spent on ads thus far? And where was the biggest places you've spent the most money for ads?
I kept it neutral all around on Snapchat and Pinterest. I think I did $50 each, but I need more money.
So you're saying if you were constantly putting money into it for advertising?
I mean, at least the views would go up.
Okay. So on average, like on an average day, how many things do you sell? Like 0 or 1?
Somewhere around there. I don't sell more than one a day.
Did you ever sell more than one day at one point?
I have.
Okay.
But, I mean, it's a startup.
Yeah, how do you break some wind? How do you find your footing? You looking at it?
Yeah.
What classes started today on campus?
Classes started.
Today was the first day of class. It's kind of cool. Driving around campus the last 2 days, seeing people running around doing things was kind of cool. Like, like people like actually out doing things and being on the streets and having fun. It's a nice, refreshing thing to see. Glad that everything's coming back for the most part. And there's some rules about going back to class and getting tested to see if you have COVID. That way you can go to class. And I don't know how they're going to enforce that because there's 50,000 students. So then you go and get a COVID test, and then where do you submit it? Do they check you at the door, that type of thing? Because I didn't have a physical class today. I don't have classes on Wednesdays, but tomorrow I do. Actually, no, tomorrow I don't go anywhere physical either. Right now it's Mondays and Fridays for me, but I guess we'll see. I'm not sure. I do need to get that COVID test if they're going to make us prove that we're COVID negative. But I've been vaccinated, so I guess it's okay. Have you gotten your second shot yet?
Mm-mm.
How much longer do you have to wait?
I got it like 4 or 5 days after you, so.
Probably pretty soon.
Yeah. Walgreens did call me about it, about scheduling my appointment. Well, I walked in for it, so.
Yeah.
Kind of just walk in again.
I think there's like a waiting period. I think it's like 3 weeks after you get it. It has to be,
I kind of just like walk in for my second one.
No, I think you have to schedule it.
It's stupid.
Yeah, they like having a schedule.
Have you felt like a robot in the last 3 weeks? No. Oh God, thank God.
Yeah,
Not like the last guy.
the last guy felt like a robot
He was just saying 0 and 1.
after he got the COVID vaccine.
Yeah.
He got that chip in his brain. Would you actually put the Neuralink chip in your brain?
No.
Really?
No.
I think you should.
No.
What if it comes out and it's like you become 10,000% smarter and everyone's doing it?
We'll see what my win-loss ratio on Clash Royale looks like afterwards.
Like, I want to do a test run. I just want to see how good I am at Clash first.
Like, no, if Neuralink starts coming out and then I start losing like every game and then I get Neuralink and I start winning every game,
Might keep it.
might keep it.
What if it's a button you could just turn on and off? Like, yep, I want it right now, but nope, I don't want it now.
Why would you do that? Why would you get it and then at one point be like, I just don't want to use it right now?
So I can turn it off.
But then it makes you stupid, basically.
Why would you want to raise your cholesterol?
So I can lower it.
Exactly. That's the idea. You have that control. You're like, you know what, right now, I just want to be a normal human being. You know, sit down and watch a stupid movie. Lay next to your dog. He looks like a rat. And fall asleep. I wonder how different. Are you okay? You're just doing weird things right now. You're just spinning your microphone around in circles a second ago.
Actually, whenever I spun it in like 4 circles in a row, it was all tangled up right here. So I untangled it. I'm serious.
What is going on in your mind right now? Talk to us, Madge. We need to know what's going on.
I'm fine.
Seriously.
What?
What's going on in your head? What are you thinking?
I don't know.
You're not thinking anything?
No.
Okay, well,
Are we going to do a call on?
I'm going to call Joey real quick and see if he picks up.
All right.
I bet he might. I told him I saw him last night and I was like, yeah, I called you. You're going to have you on the podcast. And he was like, what? No way. And I was like, yeah. Tomorrow, check your phone at the same time. Make sure you have it on you. So I'm going to call him real quick. Wait, where'd it go? Okay, now it's being weird. Yesterday it worked like a charm. And now it's struggling. Oh, there it is. Okay. We're going to call Joey real quick. Just to see what he has to say. Just to see. And, you know, he may not even pick up. And that's okay. Is that number right there in the middle, is that one his? I think it's the only phone number that I have called recently with the same area code. So I think that's him. Okay.
Hang on. Let me just double check.
I'm almost positive that's his number. It is his number. You know what? I'm calling him. Okay.
559.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're gonna ask him.
No idea. We will figure that out when the time comes. If the time comes.
It could. It very well could. What are the odds he doesn't pick up?
Your call has been
Dang
forwarded
it.
to
He's gotta do it at some point. He really does. It's okay.
I mean, he has my number saved. Do you want me to call him?
I don't know if that means he'll pick up. But maybe, if you want to try it.
I mean, do you accept random calls from numbers?
Do I accept? I usually do. Because you never know who it can be.
It's that guy that watched you like do that really cool trick, and he's from the Dodgers agency, and he's trying to recruit you to the Dodgers.
No, because I feel like recently, and I'll knock on wood for this, the amount of random spam calls I've been getting recently has actually gone down a lot. So usually whenever I get a phone call from a random number, it's usually someone who's actually trying to look for me. Have you been getting spam calls a lot lately?
All the time.
Do you get spam text messages?
Caroline signed me up for a Bernie thing. So
Oh,
I get lots of texts from them.
nice. About 3 days ago, I got a text from a random number, and they go, "That's great." And I replied, and I go, "What's great?" And they didn't respond. That's the extent of our conversation.
That's awesome.
Well, I'm waiting for a response because I want to know what's great. I wish I knew. Anything going on tomorrow? Anything going on this weekend?
Not that I know of.
And you really keep your schedule open.
Yeah, just thinking.
Yeah, just thinking. What time did you wake up this morning?
Yes. I think like 8:39, somewhere around there.
Well, you've had a lot of time on your hands today to do lots of really cool stuff.
I did work on this.
Nice. I took a test for another certification for something through Potter for the whole BDA ERCES thing on that piece of paper sitting over there. It was a pretty straightforward test. It's weird because it doesn't feel like there's any licensing or regulation for it yet, but it's just a certificate that they can give out, which is kind of funny. But yeah, there's this new system that's going to be basically implemented into all commercial buildings very soon, and they're going to have to retrofit them too, which will be really expensive. But it's got to be done. It's one of these deals where, I went to a seminar for it a week or two ago, and I asked the guy, so where was the origin of this? Where does this system come from? He's like, well, really, it began with 9/11, and being able to communicate people from outside on the street to inside of public spaces, inside buildings. And so basically what the system does is it gets its own signal from a cell tower, and then it boosts it and it has antennas. And so it's basically like a mobile cellular Wi-Fi, and you just put it throughout the inside of a building. So that way people can communicate from the inside out in any kind of emergency situation.
Is that Starlink?
No, it's, I forget the name of all the manufacturers who do it, but it's going to be very similar.
Starbrink.
No, it's going to be very similar to all the fire alarm companies. So Potter is one of them, and I think Honeywell might do their own too. And so, yeah, that's the new thing. Yeah, it's just Samsung. Just Samsung. Samsung's doing everything, man. They do TVs,
dishwashers, refrigerators. I was at Home Depot the other day with David, and we were walking through the refrigerator section, and they have like it's a whole ass iPad on the front of the refrigerator. So like you're watching a movie in the living room, and you're like, okay, I gotta cook dinner. You just walk over, press 2 buttons, and play the movie on your refrigerator while you're cooking.
I've seen refrigerators that look like the Tesla car home screens. Like it's the entire door.
Oh my god,
is a screen.
That's crazy.
They're like $2,000 or $3,000 refrigerators.
But in like 10 years,
they're worth nothing.
It's gonna be normal.
Not even normal. They won't. Well, it'll be way different. It'll look way different. They'll probably have projectors on them, and it'll make holograms for you.
Good. Do you think we'll be alive to see holograms?
Oh yeah, you can already do it really kind of today with like a little piece of plastic that you can get online from Amazon for like $10, and then there's little videos you can play on YouTube, and it's like a 4-sided cube clear piece of plastic you just put on the center of your phone. And then it plays a hologram basically through the piece of plastic, and you can kind of see it. So that's like obviously not where it's going to end, but it's a beginning. It's a beginning for holograms.
I saw a movie yesterday called Geostorm. Have you heard of it?
I have not heard of it. Doesn't sound very good.
It was interesting. It was an interesting idea. It's an idea that the whole world has come together, and they created this weather machine that kind of controls the weather, and then one guy tries to take over and create a geostorm where...
Wow, it made a lot of money.
It was thrilling. It was an action movie for sure.
It did not do very well critically.
Yeah, it had its flaws.
Were there any plot holes, like big ones you noticed?
One thing I did think was cool is the way they were video conferencing. Like the entire wall was a video conference.
Really?
And they were just like standing, talking in a room to each other.
So does it take place in the future?
Definitely. There's like a whole like space station that's massive. They have like this whole thing that surrounds Earth to control the weather.
Interesting. And so I'm assuming when they use this giant space station to control the weather, it goes wrong. And the giant space station weather controller goes berserk and starts sending earthquakes and tsunamis at everyone.
Someone tries to take over and destroy everyone but the U.S.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
See, and
I'm just kidding.
one of the parts, he was like, "We'll have no enemies. We can start fresh."
What an idiot.
You know how many people you're killing?
A lot.
No, it's not that many.
There's already too many people. It's okay.
We need a new plague.
Exactly. Dwight predicted it.
We already had it. Yeah, we got that plague.
Dwight predicted it like over 10 years ago. What a guy.
Do you think The Simpsons are predicting the future, or do you think it's just coincidental?
I mean, the amount of things that they have actually predicted to be true.
Some of them are coincidental, but
Some of them
are just like
to a T. Like they nailed it.
Yeah.
And Family Guy started doing kind of a similar thing. At least they tried with one episode. They're like, they said, "Oh, so and so's gonna do this," and then someone like a character on the screen like Peter will be like, "Oh yeah, by the way, today's date. We're saying this now." So just throwing that out there, and you have to go back and see them if they're true. But I don't know if what they were prefacing has even happened yet. But the Simpsons predictions are kind of nuts.
They're just oddly accurate.
I'm gonna look up some real quick.
Like there's one about Bart found like a three-eyed fish. That's gonna happen because
It's already happened.
That already did happen. But like that's gonna happen. That's just it happened next to a radio plant or radioactive plant.
Yeah. So one that they always get credit for is the Donald Trump presidency. That one was. That was season 11. I don't know when that came out, but 90s. They predicted Super Bowls. They've predicted Disney buys 20th Century Fox, smartwatches, autocorrect.
Yeah, the thing about smartwatches and autocorrect, that's going to happen. Those are just part of advancing through technology. They just predicted it was going to happen.
Let's see. Video chats. So they basically predicted Skype and FaceTime. Let's see. They predicted an average Joe goes into space. Let's see. In a famous Simpsons storyline, NASA elects to send an average person into space to increase ratings for shuttle launches. In 2013, the United Kingdom held a contest to turn an ordinary person into an astronaut, which consisted of multiple interviews and rigorous testing in Cape Canaveral. The winner was 25-year-old Oliver Knight, who beat more than 250 candidates to take a trip into space with 23 other winners. Safe to say NASA learned from their source material and chose to not stock potato chips or ants in the shuttle.
What was that last part?
I don't know. It's probably just talking about The Simpsons, like Homer or something. But there's a bunch of things that they really did predict, like faulty voter machines covering up Michelangelo's David, Lady Gaga's Super Bowl.
I was going to say her Super Bowl performance.
Yeah, flying around on wires and stuff. Mutant tomatoes. Yeah, there's some stuff they predicted, but there's not. I mean, now that I'm looking through it, I guess they predicted Ebola.
No, they didn't.
They
predicted Ebola, not Corona.
In an episode primarily set in 1990, Marge attempted to cheer up a forlorn Bart with a reading of Curious George and the Ebola virus. Though the disease had existed before, Ebola had its largest outbreak record in 2014 and 15. Well, so now that's kind of a reach. You know what I mean? Like Ebola already existed. Curious George and the Ebola virus.
Whenever all the news was blowing up about them predicting coronavirus, they didn't actually predict coronavirus. They did predict a pandemic in 2020, but it was called like gorilla masto fever or something like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't coronavirus, and then people just kind of photoshopped it.
Yeah, there's a three-eyed fish. I mean, a lot of these quote unquote predictions, some of them are true, kind of, but then a lot of them are kind of like reaching a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that they can do that. But then it's not hard just to have like an educated guess about something or just to throw something wacky out there and wild that could potentially happen.
Yeah.
Like what would be one of your predictions?
Hologram.
Okay. First of all, the idea is already there.
I know. Maybe in the future, when you walk into your house, we don't have like light switches on our walls. We just kind of have it either programmed time-wise or
That's already a thing too.
motion. I mean, I know motion lighting is a thing, but like where your whole house is like set through your phone or something.
That's already a thing. I could do that tomorrow. Basically, you hook up your light switches and your plugs
To Alexa.
to Alexa or anything else that can control it. And then you can set times when they come on and come off. You can set brightness, and that can already happen for you.
I bet they sell toasted bread.
Toasted bread.
You don't have to toast it. It's already toasted.
How does it stay fresh?
It's toasted.
It could turn into some really stale bread, though.
It's toasted.
But who would buy it?
People that don't want to toast their bread.
I mean, that's not saving a whole lot of effort. It takes like 30 seconds to stick 2 pieces of toast in the toaster.
30 seconds? Okay, just think 30 seconds times 365. That's going to come out to be like
Come on, get there. Come on.
over 1,000 seconds for sure.
Yes, definitely over 1,000 seconds.
It's 10,000 seconds. I had 1 0 off.
And how many minutes is 10,000 seconds?
That's 3 hours.
So you're saying if you toasted bread every day of your life,
3 hours every year.
3 hours.
Toasting bread.
How else could you save time?
Buy toasted bread.
Fresh made guac. Don't have to make it.
That's already a thing. You can go to H-E-B and buy guac.
You can't.
You're fucking lying.
Yes, you can do that. I know you can. You could save a lot of time by not turning off the lights.
Do you leave the water on while you brush your teeth?
I typically don't. I usually remind myself to turn it off because normally I would just leave it running. Do you?
I just wet my toothbrush and turn it off. And I don't turn it on until I need to wash my mouth out.
Yeah. Do you use mouthwash?
No.
You should.
So should you.
I do.
You sure?
Yeah, I have mouthwash in my apartment, yeah.
You're
Every
lying.
night.
I can smell you from here.
Oh, shut up. You're so far away from me. Man, you've had a lot to talk about today.
Yeah, my mind's been kind of...
You seem a little off.
I'm fine,
Tired?
I guess.
So you don't have any plans tonight or tomorrow or on Friday or Saturday or Sunday?
Oh my God, it's Wednesday.
It is Wednesday. How the time flies.
How the time flies. Yesterday it was Monday, but apparently yesterday was Tuesday.
Yes, it was. Are you paying attention, Major? The signs are coming in. You know what they say?
I'm going insane.
You're a nutcase.
Going insane to the membrane.
Insane the brain. All right, I'll make a phone call real quick. Let's see how this goes.
Who are you calling?
I'm not going to tell you.
This shit again?
Here's the dilemma that I have. I want to call this person, but I don't know how to tell them that they're on the podcast. I also kind of don't want to tell them they're on the podcast because I don't know what they're going to say. How do I go about this? Should I just go for it?
You can never... You have to be you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Let's not tell this person they're on live.
You don't want to tell them?
I mean, worst comes to worst, we just press the record button and start over. An hour in.
Yeah, no, we could just do that. Are you sure?
You're hyping this person up to be a terrible person.
It's not a terrible person. I'm trying to think what I want to say too.
Who is it?
And I want to say it. I told you. You'll know when they pick up. What do I want to ask? Oh. How do I want to do this? Why not? Let's just go for it.
What if they don't even pick up?
No way.
Do they normally pick up?
Hi, this is
That was funny.
Yeah, that was her dad. I didn't know like if I wanted to tell him that he was on the podcast because my question, I was gonna ask him about a movie, and then depending on what mood he's in, he could just go off on anything. Because I remember one time about a year and a half ago, one night me and Kurt got drunk and we're like, I'm gonna call my dad real quick and we can literally ask him anything and he'll just talk about it. You know, we asked him.
Eddie Money.
Yeah, we asked him about Eddie Money. He's like, yeah, Eddie Money was actually a cop in New York before he started making music. And I was like, this is awesome. So he'll probably call me back, but it's okay. We can wrap this up. It was a fairly uneventful podcast, and that's okay.
Well, it's been a good one.
No, it hasn't been a good one, but it's been a decent one.
Well, it's been one.
It's been one. Well,
catch us next time if
you want to.
If you want. I was going to say that.
Maybe you should think of something you want to say.
Well, it's been one.
It's been one.